Gundappa Viswanath, fondly known as Vishy by his peers, was born in the year 1949 in a small town called Bhadravati in the then state of Mysore. In the long assembly line of Indian batsmen, Vishy stands out not just for his poetry like batting, but also for his ability to raise the game when chips were down. In an era when the Indian team did not win many matches, personal milestones were not just celebrated but revered. But Vishy did not care much about personal milestones, and the best of his innings came when everyone else found it difficult to bat. His legacy would be carried on later by another Karnataka batsman, a certain Rahul Sharad Dravid. Watching Vishy bat was like watching an artist creating an art on a canvas, stroke by stroke, mesmerizing the audience with each of his elegant strokes. Vishy made his first class debut in 1967 against Andhra Pradesh and scored a double century on debut. 2 years later, Vishy made his test debut against Australia at Kanpur and scored a duck in his first outing. But he came back strongly in the second innings, scoring a patient 137 runs. Vishy's wrist work and his late cuts immediately caught everyone's attention. Australia managed to win the series 3-1, but this particular series was also marred by many controversies and violence from Indian spectators. Incidentally, this was also Australia's last Test series win in India until they managed to pull one back in 2004 and 5. The Indian spectators who had turned out in large numbers to watch these matches were not happy with the series loss. India itself was in a lot of turmoil at the time, with Gujarat riots of 1969, breaking up of the Congress party. The 1964 riots in East Pakistan had already brought scores of refugees in India's West Bengal, adding to the woes of the country. And if this was not enough, one of the Australian cricketers was targeted by communists in Kolkata under the suspicion that he had fought in the Vietnam War. After the uproar at the series loss, India bounced back strongly in the next two series, defeating West Indies and England at their home in 1971. On the West Indies tour, Vishy managed a single 50 in the three matches that he played, and similarly on the England tour, he managed a 50 in three test matches. But his best was yet to come, as he had saved it for the fiercest and strongest of adversaries in extremely hostile conditions. When West Indies toured India in the 1974-75 season, Captain Clive Lloyd was slowly molding the team into a world-beating side. The fearsome pace quartet had not yet been formed, but the lethal Andy Roberts was still a part of the side. After losing the first two tests in Bengaluru and Delhi comfortably, India managed to pull back a win at Eden Gardens, winning the third test by 85 runs, thanks to a 50 and a century by Vishy. But Vishy's best innings came in the fourth test on a green top at Chepauk in Chennai. On a green top against a marauding Andy Roberts, when none of the other Indian batsmen scored more than 20 runs, when extras was the third highest contributor to the score, Vishy stood tall. Coming into bat at number 4, Vishy carried his bat and remained unbeaten on 97 in the first innings, scoring more than half of the runs scored by the Indian team. This innings was ranked as the 38th best innings of all time by Wisden in 2001. Andy Roberts picked up 7 wickets in this innings. India, with its spin-heavy attack, managed to restrict West Indies to 192 in the first innings. In the second innings, Vishy came back and scored a gritty 46, and he was well supported by Anshuman Gaikwad, who scored 80. India were bowled out for 256 and managed to bowl West Indies out for 154, winning the fourth test and entering the fifth test with the score set tied at 2-2. In the fifth test, West Indies asserted their dominance, showing why they were such a champion team and beat India by 201 runs. This was a rare test series in that era where not a single test match was a draw, with all the 5 matches yielding results. In India's tour of West Indies in 1975-76, Vishy played a crucial knock of 112 as India chased down a target of 403. Gavaskar scored a century as well and Mohinder Amarnath scored a crucial 85. At that time, 403 was the highest run chase in fourth innings to win a test match. Vishy repeated the feat of Chepauk again in 1979 against West Indies, leading to an Indian win. This time India managed to win the series by 1-0. However, it should be noted that West Indies did not have many of their big names playing in this series, as they were a part of the Rebel Kerry Packers World Series cricket. In the absence of big names like Clive Lloyd and Viv Richards, Alvin Kalicharan captained the West Indies team. This series also saw the debut of West Indies legend Malcolm Marshall. Vishy was made the captain of the Indian team for a brief period in 1979-80, where he captained India in two tests, drawing one and losing the other. As a captain, Vishy had recalled England player Bob Taylor to the crease after the umpire had already given him out. Taylor went on to score some vital runs which helped England to win the match. Vishy played his last test match against Pakistan at Karachi in 1983. Vishy's stats of just over 6,000 runs in 91 tests at an average of 41.93 don't quite do justice to what a phenomenal player he was. But his legacy of standing tall in the face of adversity has been carried on by many Indian batsmen that followed him. Let us know in comments which cricketer you would like us to cover next.